Hi, and thanks for joining us on the Business English Career Playbook. Think of this as your weekly session to practice and improve your English with real business conversations. We'll cover a range of topics, breaking them down so you can easily grasp the vocabulary and concepts. To ensure you get every episode, don't forget to subscribe.
Public speaking terrifies 73% of people more than death itself. That's right, most people would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. But what if mastering presentation skills was actually simpler than we think?
Those numbers are fascinating, and honestly make me feel better about my own presentation anxiety. Though I've learned some game-changing techniques over the years.
You know what's really interesting? Research shows it's about 80% preparation and 20% natural ability. Most people think great presenters are just born that way, but the data tells a completely different story.
That really puts things in perspective. So what's the first step in mastering these skills?
Well, here's something surprising. Studies show presenters who spend at least 30% of their prep time researching their audience are twice as likely to achieve their objectives. It's like being a detective before you even touch those PowerPoint slides.
Oh my goodness, that reminds me of this mortifying moment when I gave this super technical presentation to marketing executives. I could literally see their eyes glazing over in real time.
You know what's fascinating about that? The human brain can only process about 4 new pieces of information in short-term memory, so when we overwhelm our audience, we're actually fighting against basic neuroscience.
Those cognitive limitations are so important to consider. What about structure? Because I've seen so many presentations that just meander aimlessly.
Here's a mind-blowing stat. Presentations with a clear 3-act structure are 40% more likely to be remembered. But here's the kicker. You've got just 30 seconds to capture your audience's attention at the start.
That's such a tiny window. How do you make those crucial first moments count?
I use what I call the power opener approach. Either a shocking statistic, a compelling personal story, or a provocative question. And here's something interesting from Harvard. People retain 65% of what they both see and hear, but only 10% of what they hear alone.
Those retention numbers really drive home the importance of visual aids. Though I've seen some truly painful PowerPoint presentations in my time.
The research on this is fascinating. Slides with images are remembered 55% more often than text-heavy ones. That's why I follow the 10-20-30 rule. No more than 10 slides for a 20-minute presentation, with no font smaller than 30 points.
Speaking of delivery, what about body language? That's where I see a lot of people struggle.
Get this, 93% of communication effectiveness comes from nonverbal cues, and presenters who move purposefully around the stage are rated 38% more engaging than those who stand still behind a podium.
Those engagement metrics are really striking. What about handling those nerve-wracking Q&A sessions?
Here's something counterintuitive. Admitting when you don't know something actually increases your credibility with 85% of audiences, and audiences remember up to 40% more content when they're actively engaged through Q&A.
That's such valuable insight about embracing uncertainty. How do you recommend people track their improvement?
The data shows presenters who regularly seek and implement feedback show a 70% improvement in effectiveness over 6 months. But here's what's really interesting. The most successful presenters aren't necessarily the most polished. They're the ones who best connect with their audience.
That really brings it all back to understanding your audience, doesn't it?
Exactly. And here's something to think about. Studies show that strong presenters are 90% more likely to reach senior management positions. It's not just about giving presentations anymore. It's about advancing your career through effective communication.
Those career advancement statistics are really eye-opening.
And remember that first statistic about fear of public speaking? Well, the same research showed that with proper training and practice, 89% of people can overcome that fear. It's not about eliminating the butterflies, it's about teaching them to fly in formation.
Ultimately, mastering your presentation skills isn't just about the slides or the data. It's about the connection you build with your audience. Remember that every presentation is an opportunity to showcase your leadership.
Don't worry about being perfect. Focus on being prepared and being yourself. That brings us to the close of another episode of the Business English Career Playbook.
Mastering these skills in a second language is a huge achievement, and you're doing the work to stand out. If you want to continue growing your career with stronger English, make sure you subscribe. We've got more great content coming your way to help you lead with confidence.